There you go. How was it? Good?
Peanut M&Ms.
I'm wondering, did you get this box of Kleenex for you?
I got it for you.
Oh, boy. So the big question is this. How are leaders like you that recognize people and technology are the backbone of the company they're building continue to make progress when they have no clear idea on how to develop individuals and utilize technology in a way that helps them remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. This is Tom and Michaela, and welcome to the Heart and Hustle Podcast.
I don't know what we're talking about tonight, so I'll probably end up needing it, but
Yeah.
we can just go with it.
I don't know either. I talked to you this morning. What's the proper way of doing that? I spoke with you. I talked with you. I got in trouble one time for saying that. I spoke with you, meaning that I was being direct with speaking to you versus having a conversation. And there's a way that you can say it and make it sound. I always do that. Make it sound like we're having a conversation versus I spoke to you about this, meaning that I was directive and I was directing something to you.
I think it all depends on the context and how you say it.
I was beat up on that a few times in my life. Rewind.
I'm sorry. You want a Kleenex?
No, not now. Later.
Okay.
I was reading this article this morning, actually, and I want to talk through it here. I want to know your opinion. I think you know what I'm going to talk about here. But with this, is that your ding or my ding?
My ding is way out there.
Yeah. Anyways, I digress. We were talking about remote workers because obviously this pandemic created a whole nother section of people that are, not working in the office anymore and more white collar. I consider white collar people, very smart people that are now working from home all the time. And although there's still individuals in the office, what the article was lamenting about was that there's a new class, a whole new class of people being developed here. And to the fact that it is the high output white collar individuals that are working from home, but these are the really good people inside of the workplace that are really efficient with their time. They're always doing more things. They bring a tremendous amount of value to the organization, but they're also really darn smart in the ability that they're not only able to work from home, but they can have different sources of revenue all by working from home. And not that they're not working on your company stuff, but they're able to kind of do a lot more things with it. So it basically widens this gap now of what people are working for in the office versus the ones that are at home. But what's also happening is that the individuals, everybody got credit for just showing up for work. Yeah. No matter who you were, if you
got
were
to work on time, you were good.
Yeah, I made it the office by 8:00. Tick tick, I win. Well, everybody did that. So no matter if you're good or you're bad, you got an A for effort just because you showed up. Well, now what's happening is that I think these really good white collar individuals that are professionals in their career and they're able to work from home, they're able to be hugely efficient. And now the reports and the reporting, the metrics, I guess, if you would, you're seeing much more value placed on these individuals because they are, producing a lot more. So the guy that's just showing up for work every day, he's not going to cut it because now you really can't measure him just showing up in the office, but that's not fair. You're now having to measure this person by their output about what they're actually doing. So now you got two classes of, and I'm not saying this is for everybody. I'm just saying there are people on teams and people inside of this world that are just, natural born, really good, smart individual workers. They're not there just for the paycheck. They're there to make a difference, and they're there to really learn and be, not only part of the team, but really make themselves stand out. And that gap is now like this. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I really don't know because I think it is dividing classes, so to speak, within
is that bad,
an organization. Though? It's not bad, but my question comes down to, okay, we want those people who are just showing up to work every day. They may not be the rock stars or the superstars, but they're coming to the office. In the office, there's distractions. There's things that happen. The phone is ringing. People are walking by chatting with you. Sometimes that's distracting. But there's also,
I think most of the time it's distracting.
Yes. Also, there's if we want this person to be here someday, but everybody's spread out all over the place, who's going to do that training, and who's going to develop this person, and who's going to be kind of a mentor and a buddy to this person to get them to the point where you want them to be.
There's definitely a trade-off, isn't there?
There is definitely a trade-off. That's going to be a tricky one to figure out how to handle, because it's a balancing act.
It is. And a lot of the companies that I work with, there's subset of organizations where all the executives are at home now, and actually several of the companies, and all the, I say the general employees, the workers, they're in the office. So now there's this whole culture that's being developed without the executives there.
Which isn't necessarily a good thing.
No, because, every company, every baseball team, every soccer team, every football team, they have their A player or A players. I mean, they have the ones that are just naturally talented, really good at what they can do. And those individuals make the highest impact on the team. They start to really shape the team and make everybody strive to be that person. However, if all these people are at home,
right? If
all these executives and all these leadership people are at home now saying, I don't want to come in, I'm scared, but yet all the other staff comes in, well, the rest of the staff is going to be looking up to mostly the person that's actually left inside the building, but it's who they see every day. So it's like I can idolize Ryan Reynolds. I think he's a funny guy. I would love to be like him, but I'm not around him.
Yeah, he has no influence on you because you're not with him.
There's no real influence there. But now you have, what I would consider B, C, D students all looking at each other, and they're all kind of gravitating towards the best that they have inside of the business at that time, which may not be good for the company. That's a problem.
It is. And on the flip hand side, you have that group of people or that leadership team that's on the outside, working from home, doing their thing, being very productive, getting a ton of stuff done because they don't have those distractions and the things pulling them away, unless home life gets distracting. But there's that disconnect, and the people that are still coming to the office every day are a little bit disgruntled because they're not here. They don't know what's going on.
That's right.
They don't know what we have to deal with all the time. They don't know what we're facing with, clients or other employees or whatever. They're never here. They're out of touch. So you have that side of it too.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how, because things are changing and they're going to continue to change, but it's going to be interesting to see how we figure it all out.
Yeah, and I think the next iteration of this is like back, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, people would strongly consider outsourcing that labor through Upwork or Fiverr or whatever it is, and say, hey, I can hire a remote person to do this job. But then the question came in to be like, well, they're not plugged into the company culture. They don't know what, they don't know the clients. I got to sneeze again.
Look at the light.
Oh, boy. If I do sneeze, she'll get me on slow-mo and be like, she'll probably do that on slow-mo.
Probably.
So anyways, it went away, thank goodness. But anyways, so now what's happening is that these eyeballs are going to open up. Like, I need a billing admin to send invoices out or do whatever, or internal purchasing. And I'm going to have them work at home because they have to work at home now. Well, now I'm going to think, well, who in the heck cares where home is? Home can be in Singapore or something, and you can have a remote worker there. And that's wonderful. But then what happens is then the pay differential is absolutely huge, because they're going to do it sometimes for pennies on the dollar, and that's a ton of money to where they're at, just what they're asking for.
Yeah, there's all kinds of issues.
I think there's a lot of issues that people don't understand that they're going to be issues in the next probably 6 months to maybe a year and a half, somewhere in that time frame. Everybody's going home to work, doing their thing, and then And I think that's why like the executives can go home, because maybe there's a level of commitment there.
Maybe. Yeah. There's those special people that can be very productive and get a lot done and work from home, but there's a lot of people that really should not be working from home either, or from a remote location, because it's a challenge.
Well, I don't think we can. I mean, we can work from home, obviously, and we have employees that can work from home successfully. But I think what the issue is that when you're a client services organization like us, or someone that dabbles a lot in consulting or consultative approaches, I mean, you don't have the ability to be able to make the best judgments, I think, by just being at home working with your customers.
Yeah,
I think you got to be
hard.
there and be part of them and be part of their culture.
I'm very much hands-on, and I like body language, and I want to see the person I'm looking at, not over Zoom video. And there's a huge difference between
there is
a Teams meeting and sitting right across the table from somebody.
It is. Anyways, I'll put the link to the article below, or Victoria will, and kind of let us know your thoughts behind that. I mean, do you feel that's true? Do you feel like there's going to be a bigger gap or a new class created between those high-performing white-collar individuals that are working from home versus those in the office? Or do you think, not going to be that much of a big deal?
Yeah. What say you?
What say you?
Yeah.
Was that a song?
No.
Oh, that was Say You,
so.
Say Me. Let's say it together.
Endlessly.
Endlessly?
Like
Who sang that song? Lionel Richie?
Lionel Richie.
I love Lionel Richie. Anyways. All right, guys. Sorry for the short podcast tonight. I think it was just on our mind. Kind of had a lot going on, and it's been a long weekend. So
It has been.
Don't forget to take the tissues with you. We'll need them later.
Probably.
All right. We'll see you later. Bye.